Hey guys, welcome back. Nope. Mm-mm. Hey. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching episode 8 of season 4 of The Expanse. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching episode 8 of season 4 of The Expanse. I have not been able to watch this in like almost 2 weeks, mostly because I had plans to watch it like last week, but I've been sick for a week. I had no voice for a couple days. I am wearing a hat because I have an earache so bad that if I don't have pressure and like some form of heat on my head, they are aching like crazy. So go Golden Knights. But also, boy, built a Loda. It's a Christmas gift that I gave to myself. But I'm so excited to start watching this again. I have been missing it. I've been watching reruns, just doing what I do because like I have like a little a thing that I need to feed and I'm here for more Expanse. I've been desperately wanting to get further along in the story, and I've been wanting to get to season 5. Just not necessarily because I'm tired and done with this season, but because I have a sneaking suspicion that's going to be very Marco heavy. Unless he doesn't make it out of this, which I don't think that's going to happen. But on the last episode, speaking of Marco, we had Christian kind of getting duped by him. And I think we all knew he wasn't going to be on that ship. He would not let himself be seen. Like he wouldn't be so careless to let that happen. He would let himself be seen if it was part of the plan to make Christian look bad or to make anyone really look bad. And I think whether it was OPA, whether it was going to be, I don't think it'd be Mars. I think he's, in cahoots with Mars. But if it's the OPA and it's Earth, then I think he succeeded. He definitely made them look pretty bad, especially Christian, who is very much struggling with the position that she's in, trying to be an elected leader, something she never really wanted. And we're kind of seeing a lot of the chinks in her armor, and the way that she's behaving is so vastly different than what we've seen before. Because she's never been really the underdog. She's not even that she's the underdog, like that she has like turf to defend, but like she's having to fight. She's really having to fight for a position that she doesn't even want. Like, let's face it, like now that she has it, she wants to keep it, but she never would have fought for this position before. And now she's got to like have public appeal. And that's not really her. Like I'm not accustomed to seeing this Christian that cares about what other people think of her. And we saw in the last episode that after she gave a speech, she was just like, I look weak. I should have never said anything at all. She's yelling at her age. She's yelling at her husband, which he don't deserve that. And a lot of people don't like the new Arjun. And he, of course, is not the person I want. I would like the original guy myself, but I don't mind him. I think that they have a good chemistry. I think he's just as warm. I think that like they work really well together, and it works for me. I still miss the old guy, but this guy's okay. It doesn't make or break it for me. And we see her kind of having to come to him and apologize for like yelling at him, and she's never been in this position before where she's felt like just so out of control. And I like seeing it. I like seeing that there's a little bit more depth to Christian, that she's not just always like this badass who can, say a line or a speech and just drop a mic and walk away. And we're like, yeah, girl, you got it. I like seeing that there's things that she has to overcome and that she's having a hard time with. I don't, I don't particularly like what they're doing with Bobby. Where, let's just face it, you give Bobby a job, she's going to do it to the best of her ability, and she's going to go above and beyond, and she's just going to do it well. That's our Bobby. She puts every bit of her into this job. But being a criminal, that just doesn't sit well with me. I don't know if that creates good character growth. But she's still being the same Bobby. She's just breaking the law. I feel like if there was she's always had kind of a rebellious, I don't even want to say rebellious attitude. She's always going to do what she thinks is right. And I know that she thinks in this situation it is right because it's going to keep her family safe. It's, going to like create money for her so she, actually has a job. But I feel like it's going to go awry like it always does. Her and Thomas, being a couple. Get it, girl. That, him saying like, hey, can I get in on that? I don't think that that's a great idea. That's normally where, that when somebody else is involved, I think that that creates not only a moral dilemma between the two of them, but then, you could see them taking sides, one way or the other. He could be upset about it and turn her in, or he could join it and go down a road that like she put him on that path because she led him in that direction. So I hope that doesn't happen. It probably will. I want Bobby to have, I don't even want to say a happy ending, but I want her to just have like a good chunk of time where like her life isn't shit and she doesn't have to like fight for everything. And, she could just have a boyfriend and hang out and watch TV, like Netflix and chill, girl. Like, I don't, poor Bobby. God, I adore her. Speaking of other people that I adore, my Amos is going blind, as well as other people. I'm mainly concerned for him, because we know that, like, Holden's not going blind. It's the cancer patch. Like, I think I figured that out. Like, as soon as I saw him injecting that, I'm like, why'd they show that? Why did they show that? That must be interesting. I cannot tell you that I thought that it was going to be an alien amoeba that wants to eat retinas, but definitely I thought it had something to do with the proto-molecule. But I was close. I was in the right direction. Just my destination was still under question. Definitely that's the difference. And I really think that once they realize keeping Holden alive and his blood is the key to like keeping them with their eyes, all of a sudden Mercury's going to be like, you know what? Let's not get rid of Holden, because he very much is like, getting Holden out of the way is the key to his survival. And making more money. Dear God, Mercury. Sometimes he says something that's like slightly redeeming, and I'm like, okay, I can see the human here. Like I can see like that quality of like a depth of a person that I want to see to believe that like they're not completely evil. And then he's like, "Blah, give me all the money and I'll sacrifice all the belters." It's like, yeah, okay. That's who you are. That's sad. That's sad. I really would have liked more depth out of that character, and maybe they just didn't deliver it. I don't know if he's written that way in the book, if he's worse in the book, if there is like a traumatic backstory that would have helped give me a little bit more empathy for him, but it's just hard to find. It really is. And I search for empathy for everybody because that's just who I am. Having a hard time, Mercury. Having a hard time. Now with, what's her name? Benadryl brain strikes again. Not Lee. Way. Like her and Amos are kind of in the same boat of that they're both going blind. And I, before I move on to Way, I kind of forgot to mention that like when Holden told Amos that like they were gonna go blind, like probably within a day, like we know from the previous season that Amos hasn't felt fear since he was 5 years old. He told Alex this. And he was like deathly afraid. He was terrified. He was shocked. And I think it's been a while since he's experienced those feelings. And I don't know what that means for the next couple episodes, but him taking a hold of the little boy's hand and everything, like, you're seeing sides of Amos that like you don't normally get to see. And I think that it's beautiful. Again, character depth. Like if Mercury had like a brain tumor and that's what makes him act this way, I'd be like, oh, that's so sad. How do you remove a tumor? I don't know. I don't know. Like maybe he had a wife that died under tragic circumstances by the hand of a belter. Then I would get it, but I just don't. Anyways, my thought train went in a couple different directions. Way. She has the discussion with Mercury about the money and what they could get for the planet, but also the technology that's on the planet. And she says, like, you've never had to buy my loyalty before. And he sees Amos as a threat. Mercury knows that, like, there's something more there than just hanky-panky in the tent. Like, it's probably a little bit deeper for Way. Probably not for Amos, but definitely for Way. And he sees that as a conflict. I see that as a conflict, but in a good way. for our team, for our side, and for the Belters. I do think that when it comes down to it, that hopefully, my hope is that she doesn't just go blindly with Mercury, that like she is conflicted and that she like wants to protect Amos and some of the Belters maybe, but mostly Amos, and possibly Holden, because that's also Amos's family. I don't know what this means. If they're sitting there, this is where they are. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Medication makes you feel better, but it also makes you stupid. Hopefully in a cute way. Oh, so we covered what's going on Earth, what's going on Mars, what's going on Illis. Let's talk about space. Now, Naomi and Alex and Lucia have quite the job ahead of them. They're trying to save the Barb from crashing into the planet because its battery reserves are running out, and they can't start their reactors because they're not reacting. Oh, that's what I did all week. A reactor not reacting. Ha! But they have, well, Lucia comes up with this idea to actually tow the Barb past the moons where they think is kind of like the orbit in which there is no reactions happening with reactors. I think that that's kind of a good plan, but the Barb is huge and the Rossi is not. So they need a really big line of cable, and they said at least 1 kilometer, and that's long. I hope it's enough. They really stressed it, so I'm like really hoping that they like have enough. I feel like they might get to the point where they're like, we don't have enough, or it wasn't enough. The calculations might have been off. But Felicia seems to know a little bit more about the Barb than Naomi and the rest of the crew do. So hopefully, she comes in clutch. But they're wanting to tow the Barb and all of the lithium so it is safe, so the Belters can still have this lithium, that when they go back to the belt, that they can not only help their people, but that, they can get money and buy supplies and take it back to Illis. It's a very important ship, and I realize it's very important to save. Now, I don't know what the Edward Israel is doing in all of this. I don't know if they plan on helping, if they are talking to Elvie about the iFunk and now these slugs that are killing people instantaneously. I had asked people what they would rather have. Now, granted, I didn't like say what the situation was, but if you're going to die inside the structure, you can die of starvation, dehydration, slugs, or blindness, and then suffer all of the other ones. What would you rather have? And I'm just like, if I knew death was imminent and I didn't really have much of a choice, I definitely don't want to go blind. I definitely don't want to like, because that thing could fill up with water and you could just drown blind. Ugh. All of that sounds awful. Slug me. Slug me. If death was imminent. Or I would be like, hey, Holden, what's that? Give me your blood, man. I can see. It's a miracle. Now I'm going to starve to death. Damn it. It's like a no-win scenario. The Kobayashi Maru. Just no way out of it. Tangent. Anyway, I hope that doesn't happen during the reaction. I hope that at least my commentary sounded like I knew what the hell I was talking about. But I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop wasting time. Jesus. You guys are in for a treat or a shit show. I'm already telling myself I need a nap, and I literally woke up like 2 hours ago. So that's not going to happen. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop wasting your time. Hopefully you found that entertaining. But let's move on and let's get into it. Special appearance by Thomas Jane. Woohoo! That was really loud. Sorry. Miller! It's Miller time. That is not beer. Ooh. Oh, Christian, you sad? Zen Christian. Is it election day? Oh my god, like I don't know how people put themselves in elected positions. Like the rejection would be too much for me if I lost. Look at all those fabulous outfits, though. Like, come on. You look fabulous, girl. Oh, does she have to talk about the explosion? I forgot about the ship that exploded.
This was an unprovoked attack by the UN.
Fred Johnson!
Ma'am, General McCourt is here to see you.
Send him in.
Yeah, that's the tough part about being in that position is you got to make those choices, and you
Good
hope that
morning,
they're
General.
right.
I know this has been a rough day for you.
Yes, ma'am. One of the most difficult days of my career.
Is he going to resign?
I'm here to tender my resignation.
General, you do not need to fall on your sword over this.
Dozens of innocent civilians died to boost your poll numbers.
I don't know if that's why she did it.
You're dismissed.
Bold of him to stand up for himself and the Marines like that. I don't know if she did it to boost poll numbers, though. But I definitely think she wanted to look good after that horrible speech. Red! What's up, dude? I like the hair. It's whack, but I like it.
Welcome to Medina Station.
It's good to see you.
You promised to hold your temper.
I did.
You weren't there. She cast the right vote. She saw the larger picture unfolding in that airlock, and she made the correct decision, difficult as it was.
Thank you, Ashford.
We must do whatever we have to protect it.
You can do it without me.
Oh.
I quit.
Oh. No. I mean, I get Fred's side, but I also get hers. Boy can take a punch, and boy can she deliver one. Damn. Did not expect that when he walked in that room. Oh, God. Oh, God. Jesus. Oh, snail trails. Gross. He's the only one that can see? Well,
Holden?
besides this person.
Get him off me! Get him off me! Get him off! Hey! There's nothing there. Easy.
Oh. God, that's a horrible place to be. The paranoia of, like, everything that I said about, like, possibly dying, going blind, starving to death, slugs. You can't even eat them.
Amos? He got them all. They're dead.
I'm just sending a message to the rest of them. Make sure they don't keep coming.
I don't think that's how that works, Amos.
You need to get you anything?
Sanity?
I'm good.
Oh, Amos. I thought Amos was gonna hurt Holden. Oh my God.
Holden?
Yeah.
Yeah, how's she supposed to read scientific stuff if she can't see?
What did the results say after analyzing our friend?
Well, you tell me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe your immunity has something to do with your multi-parent genetics. But that still doesn't help us.
There has to be something we're missing. Understood. We're not leaving the Belters behind.
I'm not asking you to leave them. I'm asking you to help us.
Yeah, you're asking him to leave them.
In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
Oh, that's the name of the episode. One-eyed man.
Thank you, Captain.
God, Holden is a good man. Mars, yes. Bobby. You with Thomas. Girl, get it.
I got a job interview.
Oh.
Yay.
Ice mining. Out on Europa. Said it could be a minimum 10-month job.
Wow.
I didn't say anything because I didn't want to ruin any of this.
You're not ruining anything.
Ugh. Ouch. Pretty much, if you go to Europa for 10 months, no big deal. Ouch.
Where are we on those access codes?
Should have them by tonight.
The right ones this time?
Go fuck yourself.
Oh.
Do we have a buyer?
It's already been arranged.
I would not say that to Bobby.
And each of our shares on this is almost 10 times what we made on the terraforming job.
Holy shit.
More could go wrong.
What's the package?
I wasn't provided with that information.
For the money we're getting, it doesn't matter.
Oh, 100% matters. The more the money, the riskier the job, most likely.
If easy money isn't your thing, three-way split's better than four, so.
God, I hate her. My ear hurts.
If the cable goes slack
I don't know.
and tightens too fast,
Snap.
The stress will snap it.
Yeah. I've towed a vehicle behind me and they've stopped too hard and we snapped a tow cable before.
You're out of money, net. Cable just 800 meters.
I knew they weren't gonna have enough.
Show your math right, Kate. Thanks for hating your parents. You might save us all from being fucked.
He's not wrong.
Belters aren't gonna forget you're the reason we're down here.
Oh. God, I would have loved to see Holden punch Murtry again.
I think someone walked away. That way.
Amos.
Amos!
Oh.
Amos!
Please be okay.
Amos?
Say something.
Jesus!
Sorry.
Huh.
Amos. Look at me. As long as we're still breathing, we're alive. I can't lose you.
It was such a beautiful moment between two men. Especially coming from Holden. Can Benadryl?
I've been looking for you. I checked every bar on the station. But he isn't wrong about this place. We need it.
Yep.
And we need the inners.
I hope, or I wish they didn't.
I have seen blood spilt my entire life, and I have spilt enough myself to know that the future, our future, cannot be built on violence.
you sound like a politician.
No, I'm just old. Age changes you in ways you don't expect.
100%.
I am going to hunt down Marco and kill him.
Interesting way to start a future of peace.
The longer Marco lives, the more followers he will recruit, and the more our nation and our peace will be at risk.
I would follow Ashford into the sun.
I also admit I am eager to see his pretty face floating outside an airlock. You know, for this mission, I am going to need a good XO.
She's your gal.
The job is yours, if you want it.
That was a great moment between those two.
Isai.
Hey.
Hey.
Come on in.
So he's got a wife and a family?
Bobby, this is my wife, Catelyn. Catelyn, this is Bobby. She does consulting with the department.
Excuse me.
Emily pushed Charlotte's cheating.
It's bedtime.
Jesus, Bobby's huge.
I told you I'm not going to help you move weapons or anything that will hurt people.
Beltran said there was nothing lethal.
But you don't know for sure.
If I take this job, I'll make enough money to leave.
Leave? And go where?
The Ring Gate. New Worlds. It's gonna be just people like you and me left on this rock.
Mars is changing. It's not dead.
Mars died the moment they discovered those new worlds.
You can't get your family off the planet if you're dead.
Yep. He's blinded by the possibility. He's willing to risk
If you
it.
want out, just say so. You don't owe me anything anymore.
Well, I didn't expect that. A humanizing moment from Isai. I like it.
It's okay if you're scared.
I don't know what I am. When I was 5, I lived in a basement. And I'd have nightmares. And when I woke up and opened my eyes, everything was still black. That's when they came in.
Who?
I thought I was dead. There was nothing I could do about it. There's nothing we can do now except sit in the dark and wait to die.
People like us deserve a say in how we go out.
That's all I ever wanted.
Oh, I knew that had something to do with Amos's past. I knew it.
I can't let us die down here.
It's not on you.
Yes, it is. It's on me.
He's gonna save his friend's life. So Holden of Holden.
What if it's not your blood? What if your blood is normal, but it's your vitreous humor that isn't?
Okay, what's that mean?
Your eye fluid.
What can we do to find out?
You're gonna stab him in the eyeball? I don't want to see that.
And this is the only way.
We only need a little fluid to analyze.
Good safety tip.
Oh, it's just tip is not the word I would use right now. Oh, I can't even put contacts in. That was, I mean, I can do this, no problem. I could touch my eyeball. My like thing pointing at my eye. No, I can't do it.
You might want to see a doctor. You have precancerous cells that could become life-threatening if not treated.
Ding, ding, ding,
I
ding.
already knew that. I was irradiated on Eros, so full of oncocytals.
I love being right.
The anti-cancer meds are what is killing the organisms.
That's what's making me immune?
It has to be the abnormality we're looking for.
Thank God for Eros.
It's been a while since I've seen you smile.
I knew it! 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 I didn't know they'd have to poke him in the eye to find out about it, though. Ugh.
It's a tragedy when anyone dies in the line of duty. They are the symbols of who we are as a people and the ideals we fight to defend. I'm sorry, memorials are never easy. So nothing I say to you today matters. Because there are no words for what these people meant to you. My son, Chernobyl, was a Marine. He was also killed by the OPA. Who was responsible? Who was the person I could hate? But there was no one. My job is to keep the people of this planet safe. And I failed to do that for your loved ones. I failed all of you, as a mother and as a leader. And all I can say is, I am truly sorry.
I love when she speaks from her heart. She's such a good actress.
Do you want to grab a beer, sit down and talk?
I can't. I got an orientation meeting I gotta get to.
What for?
He's not going to Europa.
I got placed in the terraforming project. I'm doing my duty for Mars.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what kind of toppings you like on your waffles. I just got everything. Butter, syrup, ice cream, whipped cream.
Did you get the job?
That wasn't a topping choice. Yeah, I leave next week.
Good for you. But if you're in such a rush to leave, you should probably just go now.
I don't do this.
I'm not doing anything. You're the one leaving.
Bobby.
I know this is not who you really are.
Oh yeah, that's what you know. So you think I need to be fucking saved? Is that it?
That's not what I'm saying.
You don't get it. The dream of Mars is dying.
So stealing it and getting yours, that's the answer? What the hell happened?
Go. Do the job. Be a good Martian. See what's here when you get back.
I will.
Rough.
I hope you're still here too.
Probably not. I mean, personally, I think Bobby should leave Mars, but she didn't have to take it out on Thomas. He brought her waffles.
Marco's ship has a lot of missiles. I'd hate to die because we couldn't shoot back.
It's a good plan. Hey, XO, how you doing, girl?
Permission to come aboard, Captain.
Permission granted. Well, we should probably toast the crew before we set off.
I'm a gift for your send-off.
Oh, she's not going.
You're not coming.
Hmm.
Well, then will you do me a favor? Hold on to this until I finish the mission.
Oh, I don't like when they do that.
Then you watch us. Good.
There's a high chance he doesn't come back because of that. I really like them together. That seemed like a really big final goodbye. God, medication in my brain's making me weepy.
Hookup is on its way.
It's only 800 meters, though. It's been a while since I got to see some space shit. I'm really excited about this. I can just watch them do a whole operation in space. What happens when the slack?
Okay, Alex, we're set. Cable's connected.
I'm gonna give her a little thrust.
Yeah, maybe everyone should be on the inside when he does this.
Here goes nothing.
Oh, here goes something. What if that snapped and just took off someone's head? Yes!
Hey guys, it's working.
Something's going to go wrong, but yay for now.
Dr. Okoye figured out a treatment for your eyes.
Really? We're getting out of here? I didn't think you could pull it off.
Oh.
Now I can say I took you in a fight.
You can say whatever you want.
God, I love their relationship so much. It's so funny because I hated it in the first season. I hated the fighting.
Cancer meds for why I was a man.
We're treating everyone now.
Something good finally came out of being on errors.
That's what I said. Oh, wait, we haven't gotten Miller. We're supposed to get Miller. When's he going to see Miller? Oh, probably at an inopportune time.
For accepting the blame for her missteps show why she is such an honorable woman.
Miss Gao, do you have any comments on the new images from New Terra?
Do they change your position on the ring gate and exploring new worlds?
I said I want to be alone.
Did you leak the images from New Terra?
Yes.
You said the last thing you wanted to do was unnecessarily scare the planet.
New Terra is the headline again, as it always should have been.
Damn it, Christian.
There is nothing righteous in winning this way.
I did what needed to be done.
You used our son's death for political advantage.
What I said about Charnapal,
It was true.
that wasn't a lie. Every word was the truth.
Ugh, the lengths people go to win. That's why I hate politics. Yeah, give everyone the Holden special. Unless it goes in the eye. Okay, the arm. I mean, you won't see it coming, so I guess that's fine. No kiss? He just doesn't have it in him, does he?
Mrs. Murtry, has the light shuttle been prepared with a proximity detonator?
Got my eyes back to my devious ways. There he is. Oh, God. Oh, my. Well, I was excited about Miller. Yeah, so, a lot happened in that episode, but you always have to talk about what happened just at the end because it's an Expanse episode, and they don't leave you with happy endings. It's always a question. It's always a question. What happened to Miller in that moment? So the fact that it shows him like glitching and like he's like changing into various versions of Miller, different ways of dress, it like makes me think of like it kills the investigator and it remakes the investigator, it kills the investigator, remakes the investigator. And like the glitch, like something's going on. I mean, maybe because Miller didn't know, like he even said, like he's just like, maybe this will work. Like he didn't know what was going to help. And maybe he did the wrong thing, and then Holden blowing up the one part of the structure, maybe that wasn't really something that he should have done. And Miller just thought flipping that switch is what he should have done, and maybe neither one of them did the right thing, and now all hell's breaking loose. Especially Miller talking about the fact that he could hear everybody in Eros, and like they're waiting for like this absolution that will never come. I think that's from Titanic. It's not even from this episode or previous episodes, but they're waiting for this ending, for their suffering, for their pain, and it's not happening. And I'm sure that that's Miller as well, is that like he's still continuing to suffer, and like he doesn't know what to do, and there's probably a conflict that's happening, that we're not seeing, and that conflict with the creators and with the proto-molecule and like whoever he is talking to find the creator that's dead. So I don't know. I don't think it's good when it keeps trying to search for somebody who's not there. That's not good. That's not good. Insanity follows. Ooh. Did I think that the appearance by Thomas Jane was just going to be him screaming? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So I feel a little bit vindicated that at least I thought of the cancer patch and like that was going to be helpful. When she said that Holden seemed to be immune from what was going on, I was like, aha, that's what it is. The cancer patch. I'm glad that that's like what gave Amos back his sight. I'm glad they had the moment where he's like, I can't do this without you. And like really had like an emotional moment, not just like, hey buddy, I can't do this without you. It was just like, I can't do this without you. Like there was a love that was in his voice and in his eyes. And like, he truly sees Amos as a brother. And, Amos like talking about the basement and being in darkness and waking up and still being in darkness. I pictured a Harry Potter situation of him being thrown in a, cabinet underneath the stairs, but the wounded child that is in that man. And Wes, bravo Wes. Like the fighting while blind and the rage and kind of the insanity that he's going through when he's burning the slugs and how he delivers the lines that he does, like bravo, bravo. Him and Stephen Strait together are just phenomenal this episode. Absolutely phenomenal. Another phenomenal actor is just definitely, I can never say her name, so I'm not going to. Sure, no, I'm not going to. Christian, powerful performance there. Both preparing to give the memorial and during the memorial talking about her son. I don't believe that she used her son as a political gain in any way, shape, or form. I think in that moment she really wanted to connect with those people because those people would understand her pain. But her accepting responsibility, I think, was needed. Definitely when the sergeant resigned, he wasn't wrong. And I don't necessarily feel like she did that just to gain polling points, but I do think she felt like she wasn't in control of anything, especially the election, and it was her one way of like maybe somehow establishing control. And it failed. And she didn't gain any control, and it made her look like she was flailing, and she very much was. I don't like her arguing with her husband. I don't like that. I don't like them not supporting each other, but knowing that she was the one that released the images of Illis and how dangerous that was. So again, I'm of the team of meeting in the middle, and I don't feel like she should have done that to win an election. I feel like doing that because it's the right thing to do to inform the people and to let them be informed about what's beyond the ring gate. So like when the blockade starts building up, they understand why they're not being let through, not necessarily just, we're sending out a research team. Like, if you show what's happening, then people understand the danger a little bit more. And then let them decide, but still, I feel like she's still flailing. She's still out of control. She doesn't know how to take control of a situation, to grasp control. And Nancy Gao was just like, wow, like what a great leader she was. And then as soon as they brought up the pictures of Illis, I'm pretty sure Nancy's going to go, yeah, she did that on purpose. Like she's trying to win the election. I don't know if it helps or hurts Christian to release that. I mean, mass hysteria is not good. Creating fear isn't good. Establishing an education about why you should be cautious going through the ring gates, I think, is a smart idea, but she probably could have delivered it in a better package. Actually, no, she couldn't. Somebody else could definitely have delivered that news in a better package, but Christian's not the person you go to for comfort. She's who you go to for brazen honesty. Just like the previous episode when Holden was just like, oh, I wanted some positive news. I was like, why are you talking to Amos? Now you'd think Murtry going blind and being saved by Holden's blood that, he would find a little bit of that human quality in him, that smidgen of empathy that might be in there. Nope. Mm-mm. Still willing to let go of those belters. Gosh. I get wanting your people to be safe, but like what part of you still thinks it's an us versus them? Like you're creating like an even more divisive situation instead of just survival. Like survival is at the top, and it shouldn't just be for everyone. You should be able to utilize everybody and their skills and put them all together and create the survival plan. And he wants to use them for what he can and then dump them when it's convenient. Now for the situation in space. I'm not forgetting that she said the cable is only 8 kilometers or 800 kilometers. And it needs to be, no, it's 800 meters and it needs to be 1,000 meters, which is a kilometer. Woo! I'm not forgetting that she said that they were short, and I'm sure that's going to be important in the coming episodes. Definitely I expected the cable to snap or something to happen. Alex, I trust as a captain. He is going to save the Rossi crew who's aboard the Rossi. But I don't know how the Barb is going to fare. I don't know if they're gonna be able to get everybody off and onto the Rossi, and then something happens to the barb and the cable snaps, or if they have to save the Edward Israel and the cable's not long enough. Like there's something about that cable length that I just don't trust. And something has to go wrong. It's the Expanse. Now, the other thing happening in space, which I did not expect to see Fred Johnson, and I'm very excited to see Fred Johnson. It's been a while. I was almost gonna say he's my homeboy, but he's really not. He's really not. There's a lot of times I agree with Fred and I disagree with Fred, and I like Fred, and I've never hated Fred. But Drummer taking her shot, I didn't realize that he was involved with more Belters dying in that situation, and her exerting her will, her strength. She can throw a punch. He could take a punch, but she could throw a punch. I would not want to piss her off. And I am firmly behind her in a lot of her decisions. While I know Fred is right, and I don't want to say some sacrifices have to be made, but like he did the right call for his position, just like she did the right call for her position with Marco and aiding the OPA. And really, both of them just want the OPA to be strong, but she wasn't sacrificing lives. I could feel that coming and I ignored it. I tried to fight it. Now, with Ashford kind of on his own mission to take out Marco, and I really wanted her to join him as EXO. I really did. And I don't know where Drummer goes from here. She's not going to continue with Medina Station. She doesn't want to work for Johnson or Dawes anymore. I mean, she probably didn't want to work for Ashford either. Like maybe she'll just be on her own ship, just kicking ass. But I really, her wishing him well with the bottle of alcohol and him saying, you know, give this back to me when we see each other again. It felt like a final goodbye, and I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like it. Her, you know, walking away and them having the moments that they did in this episode, whether, you know, like he's coming, he says like, I've been to every bar and I couldn't find you. And, you know, like they were having laughter and like, she was very loose and like talking to him, like, you know, like he was like somebody more than just like a comrade, like he was like family. And I really like adore that relationship that they have. And the way she looked back at him when he was getting into his captain's chair, it just makes me think that like he's gonna die. Okay, get myself worked up over nothing maybe. I love Ashford now, and I desperately am afraid of what Marco has up his sleeve. And I don't know. I feel like the only way that like Ashford could take out Marco is a self-sacrifice, and that sucks. I hope that like this is another one of those predictions that I throw at the wall and it just doesn't stick. It slides down and it goes away for forever. It's such a scary proposition because what Marco is capable of, just from what I've seen, which isn't much, but it's enough. He's a formidable foe, and I'm terrified for Ashford. Terrified. Bobby. I'm glad she kind of got out of the life of crime because I didn't like that for her. It's not a good look. I was happy about her and Thomas and her conversation with Isai, and in getting a little bit more of like the character building from Isai and seeing his family and hearing about, you know, him doing everything for them and to get off of Mars. And it really made it seem less crime bossy and more survival. And he knows that the terraforming of Mars is kind of in vain. I mean, the only thing you can do is make it a vacation site. So keep terraforming and put a Disney World on it. People will come visit that have money and spend it. I don't know. But like, you know, like he wants to go through the ring gates as well. and he wants a better life for his family, and that's what I want for the Belters. A lot of people from Mars and a lot of people from Belt are of the same headspace. A lot of people from the UN, a lot of people from Earth want the same thing. They want a better life. And I think it's a beautiful dream, just as Mars used to be of terraforming. And I think that was kind of the first time Bobby saw Mars for what it is now. And instead of holding out hope and just still being, the Martian that's full of duty, I think she's now seeing a different perspective. And that's our Bobby. Like, she will see things from a different perspective. And when she does, she's like, this isn't working. And her nephew David, there was like such a stark contrast between how she responded to David, going to a terraforming project, and then, Thomas going to Europa. And her response, like, obviously she has to lash out at Thomas. She's not going to lash out at David. And that sucks because that's somebody who cared about her. And at the beginning of the episode, you could tell that she cared about him. It was only after she had the conversation with Isai that she then realized that it's almost like, this is stupid. Why are we here? Why are we doing this? Why are we trying to save this? And she takes it out on Thomas. And that's sad because I really wanted her to have somebody. It is what it is. And I don't know if they meet up somewhere down the line, but I don't know what she does from here. I don't know what Drummer does from here. Like, I don't know what Christian does from here, because I don't think it was the best move for her. I think her kind of admitting fault and in being sympathetic and saying, I know what you feel because I've been there, but I'm the one who's to blame, I think was a very bold move. I don't think that it was a matriarchal move. I think it was a good leadership move. But then she could have really sabotaged herself with the pictures of Illis and what happened. But now that everybody is coming out of the structure, I hope everybody's coming out of the structure, but now that there's a chance for people to come out of the structure, maybe Holden will be able to communicate with Christian and show the ocean that is now Illis. And maybe that would be a better way to dissuade them rather than like proto-molecule violence. But I mean, now we don't know what's happening with Miller. We don't know what's happening with Illis. We don't know what's happening with the melting moon. We don't know if reactors will react after they are outside of the moons. One can only hope. I don't know where Drummer's going. I don't know where Ashford is going to start. I don't know where Bobby's going to go from here. I feel like I end so many episodes with saying, like, I don't know what's going to happen. Oh my God, I gotta cry. I had an episode where Amos had this, or there's an emotions from that. I did a lot of crying in this episode. I really don't think it was because of the medication. Okay, guys, if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, there's probably going to be some coughing in it, but that will be available on my Patreon, as well as up to 2 episodes early. If you so would like, Season 5 is coming up, and a lot of people have been joining simply because it's Season 5. If that doesn't tell you something, I'm excited to get to 5 now, because, like, if everyone's like, oh, we got to see full-length reactions for this, it must be good. It must be good. So I'm excited to get there. Now I don't want to leave Illis, only because I want the Belters to have a place to call home. I don't think it's going to be Illis, though. I really don't. But yeah, if you want to go over to my Patreon and see those episodes early and the full-length reactions, they will be available over there, as well as other shows that I'm reacting to: House of the Dragon, Vox Machina, Wednesday. Bad Batch will be starting soon. I think by the time this airs, Bad Batch will have already started, as well as another show that I still have yet to finish, called Andor. The week of me being sick really messed that up. I was really supposed to watch the rest of Andor and get it to Xander, and because I was sick, that screwed up everything. So the hope is that that's still going to be finished. It's probably just going to take me longer now, and I'm so sorry, and I have regrets. But eventually it will happen. And I had 2 weeks off from work. I had so much time, and I had to spend a week of it sick. Best laid plans. Anyway, I did cancel a vacation. I was supposed to take a trip, and I said, no, can't go. Gotta film. So Anyway, like, subscribe, get notifications, help a girl out. I appreciate you guys so much, and thank you for your support during the past week that I've had off on Patreon and on YouTube, for being so supportive of me actually taking time off. I do appreciate you. But I'm gonna be back just chugging along now that I got this break of being sick. Charge forward. Okay, guys. I'll see ya.